Welcome back to the Logan's Lines podcast. I'm your host, Logan, and I took a week off last week, and I'm back. So I'm very excited about that. The college football season will be here in 3 weeks tomorrow. So get ready for the college football season. Today we have 3 topics, but first I want to give my thanks to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving me this opportunity to talk about the sport I love. So first, we're going to be talking about Akron giving out a season ticket promotion. Let's see what that's all about. And Jayden Daniels having a little fight with LSU. And our last topic will be Josh Pate and Bussin with the Boys announcing a new show. So those are the 3 topics in today's video, so let's get into it. The first topic, like I mentioned, Akron is going to be starting a promotion this week 1. They're going to be letting fans, or letting a random fan, a season ticket holder fan, call the opening drive. Yes, the Akron Zips will play Robert Morris University on September 4th, and they will let a random season ticket holder fan call the plays for the Zips, just the opening drive, not the whole game. But I think tickets are going. I think it's sold out at this point. I think they were like $75. So pretty cheap to get a small chance to call the opening drive for the Zips. Honestly, a great promotion for former Mississippi State head coach Joe Moorhead and his group of guys to get fans out to Akron games. Akron, they'll play Tuesday, Wednesday, the typical Maction feel of a game but first game going to be against Robert Morris. Random fan will get to call the game. Personally, first, what I'm doing, if I got the opportunity to do that, I believe you get to go in the coaches' meetings and you get to sit in coach's box for the opening drive. So very, very cool for that special fan. But what I would do first is I'm running a trick play. I'm running a reverse flea flicker or something to try to get a touchdown on the first play. I'm not running the football first play. No, I'm calling my shot on the opening drive and doing a trick play to kind of catch. I don't know if they're going to catch Robert Morris off guard. Probably not. But that's what I would do, a reverse flea flicker. But a very cool promotion for Akron to get fans out to their games. I think it's great. I think it's great for their school as well because I don't think anybody else would do it. No big school like a Clemson or Ohio State. I don't think they can do it because they got too many fans and stuff, and they got too many passionate fans. I don't think they would do it. So it is nice to see though if a smaller school do that. So that is my take. So our second topic we are getting into is going to be Jayden Daniels. He plays for the Washington Commanders, well-known quarterback, and he played for the LSU Tigers back in 2022-23, and he had retired his number when he was going to the NFL from LSU. And at the time, head coach Brian Kelly agreed with it. He was like, hey, we won't give your number out to anybody else. That's your number and your number only as well. They did that to Joe Burrow. And if I'm Jayden Daniels, I'm upset, although I don't know the whole details to the whole story. Maybe Lane Kiffin didn't know, hey, that's Jayden Daniels' number, do not give that to anybody else. And according to Kiffin, Jayden, that one kid that's coming in. He's a 4-star recruit. He asked for the number, and LSU gave it to him, so I don't think Kiffin was involved in that, according to Kiffin in the press conference he did yesterday. So that's a bit of news, and we'll see what Jayden Daniels and his team does with that. But that's just a little news that kind of put the college football world on kind of alert yesterday. But yeah, that's kind of my take. Like I said, I don't know the whole details, but if my number was retired, and I would feel a little bit disrespected, like, hey, that's my number and my number only as well. I think Joe Burrow had mentioned it in a press conference after the game against the Lions yesterday. He was like, I don't know the whole situation, but he was like, I would feel disrespected as well. So we'll see how that goes down. Jayden Daniels came out and said, hey, I'm focused on being the quarterback one for the Commanders, as he should. They've got an interesting team rolling in. They've got a young quarterback in Jayden Daniels that wants to prove something, coming off of a torn, I think, labrum or an elbow last year or something like that. So very excited for him. He's got a lot of promise in the NFL, but that's kind of my take on the whole situation. But my end of this podcast is Bussin with the Boys and Josh Pate announced on Wednesday that they're going to be announcing a show, Bussin and Pate, on campus. So it's pretty much going to be what Pat McAfee's doing right now on Fridays during the college football season, and that's going to campus sites to wherever College Game Day is, or sometimes he'll go to West Virginia or somewhere else. But Bussin' with the Boys and Josh Pate, if you don't know who Bussin' with the Boys is, it's Taylor Lewan and Will Compton. Those two do a great job. Love the podcast, as well as Josh Pate. But I think Josh Pate is kind of signed on to ESPN. I want to see him be in bigger roles. He's taken over that field pass thing that's owned by Pat McAfee and his guys. So he's doing a little bit of that. He hopes to do a little bit of more of that this year. So that's kind of the three topics that we're going to be talking about. We talked about today. Not very much going on in the college football world, except, so close to the season. Don't get me wrong. 3 weeks to week 0 for all the sickos out there. But thank you all for watching. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and God bless.